Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Bolt City Podcast. Dave Palais, Josh Palais, Mario Heron, talking Charger football with you on a short week for the Chargers. They play Thursday night against the Las Vegas Raiders. Always exciting when it's Raider week. Not as exciting as it could have been and how it should have been that the Chargers used the Raiders basically as a stepping stone towards the postseason. As we found out on Sunday, it's kind of over. I mean, not even the in the hunt thing that they was on the side graphic when you watch games now that you don't see the Chargers there anymore. Not even the miracle move that you see. It's sad. And we got worse news. If you want to say it's worse news, is that we found out today that Justin Herbert basically is done for the season. Broken finger against the Denver Broncos. It looks like Herbert is done, and that will be it for 2023. We'll see Justin in 2024.
Yeah, bittersweet news for sure. You want him to stay healthy, but you also want a great draft pick. And Easton Stick playing the rest of the year gives you the best chance of getting a good draft pick. It is what it is, man. You know, it's December 12th, Tom Brady Day, and we're talking about the draft, which is super depressing. But here we are. This is what happens, man. When you let this continue on, bad drafts, no depth going in the season, you get stuff like this, Mario. Keenan Allen is the only guy I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what records he can break. I'm interested to see what record he can break, especially against the Raiders with his old team. But you said it. You know, they didn't prepare for it. They thought this would never happen. And guess what? Everything that could have went wrong for the Chargers that they weren't prepared for went wrong. And, they weren't prepared for it. So this is where we sit. It's December 12th. I've been looking at future bets all morning, wondering which future I'm going to take to cheer along for the rest of the year. I'm wondering if I'm just going to absolutely massacre this under that we have that's currently at 34 in this Chargers Raiders game because Al Michaels is going to be put to sleep. So let's make sure, we give him some ADHD medicine, a little large coffee from Starbucks. Just got 200 stars today, by the way, in case anyone cares. So I get a free cup of Joe coming up soon. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I was pretty. Say what you want about that. That's like a pretty exciting day.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
Yeah,
sure.
A lot of people said it couldn't be done. You're going to tweet
about it? A lot
of
people said, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, call your mom. Tell her you amounted to something. You did good.
Well,
all right. Here's the deal for Thursday. As you say, Easton Stick going against AOC. This is not exactly the matchup that I'm sure, as you said, they were looking for on television. Not the matchup that we thought we'd see. Josh just kind of threw it out there. Pretty good chance the Chargers continue to struggle with Easton Stick. Easton Stick's not an NFL quarterback. He's never going to be that guy, man. If that guy only got his chance with another franchise, he could really do something. He's not that guy. He's that guy that honestly, in his mind, he should be thinking, if I can hold a clipboard for basically the rest of my career and make big time money for 10 years, that's a successful NFL career. He's not a franchise guy. He's never going to be that guy. The most amazing thing to me is that some of these quarterbacks have no idea what clock is in their head, mean win and get rid of the ball. And he was overmatched against the Denver Broncos. You see it all the time where guys get into a game and all of a sudden, what are you doing in practice? How do you not have a clock of when to get rid of the ball? And it was very frustrating to watch against Denver. I know the Raiders aren't the Broncos, but at the same time, you don't want to get embarrassed against the Raiders. The Raiders don't look at the Chargers the same way, but everyone in that division still hates the Raiders. And whether the Chiefs are the number one team people want to beat, or if you go through longtime football fans, it was the Raiders for years. Since the beginning of the division, the Raiders were the one team everybody wanted to beat. You don't want the Raiders to embarrass you. Not saying the Chargers can't win this game, but at the same time, when you say Mario, this is we should have seen it coming. I don't know why Tom Telesco didn't see it coming. I went on and on a couple days ago about I didn't think the Chargers weren't going to make the postseason. It was a matter of how far could the Chargers go in the postseason. And then I start going back in my mind about Austin Eckler. And, Father Time, he's not going to win that battle, but yet you gave him $1.5 million extra dollars. So he shuts his mouth and he's happy just in case you want to resign him. Are you out of your mind? You aren't going to give veteran running backs that kind of money. Raheem Mostert is the only guy that is that age that is producing. And that's because he had no mileage on his body until he got to Miami. But otherwise, it's very rare that a running back does what Austin Eckler claimed he could do. And that's why he'll be out of the NFL in a couple years. Defensively, we saw the mess that was there. Joey Bosa is Joey Bosa. And I'm not so sure, by the way, that Joey Bosa was at the game on Sunday. I said it to Josh afterwards. I go, just curious, do you think Joey Bosa was at the game? And I would hope he'd be at the game because he's part of the organization. He's still getting a paycheck. But I wonder, like, how invested are these so-called leaders on this team even when they get hurt? Where are they? When Justin Herbert will be at the game on Thursday, I bet you Justin Herbert's on the sideline, not in some box eating Raisin Bran or nowhere to be seen. And the reason I say that is Joey Bosa's mom, on the day that the 49ers played the Seahawks, Joey Bosa's mom took a picture with Nick Bosa's girlfriend and Joey Bosa's girlfriend. Now, what the hell's – I almost cussed right there. What the hell is Joey Bosa's girlfriend doing in San Francisco if Joey wasn't there? Was Joey at another NFL game watching the 49ers and Seahawks? Was he not at the Charger-Broncos game? What's going on? What's going on in this organization that this is acceptable? And that's when I say you didn't see it coming. We should have known what was there. Khalil Mack has outplayed his contract. Man, I cannot stand up and clap long enough for him. I'm so impressed with the veteran he is and how well he has played for this team. But there's so many guys on this team that why did we give them credit for thinking they were going to be good this year?
Because you guys like Brandon Staley that after the game tell you how good Kenneth Murray is when we all have eyes and we can see he's not that good. He put together some decent games, right? What I can compare Kenneth Murray to is a D student who is averaging a C this year. And you're like, oh my God, the improvement is out of this world. And you're like, dude, it's still a C. Like, you're not that good. And everybody, Brandon Staley wants to tell you how good he is, how much he's improved and all this. He is not the first round draft pick that you took him as. And this is all goes for all the Chargers. You have guys all over the field that are just not producing, like Joey Bosa. I understand he's hurt, but when he played, he wasn't producing as the number 3 overall draft pick that he was. I mean, Jalen Ramsey was drafted after him. Which one would you rather have? I'd rather have Jalen Ramsey, and he's available. There's just guys all over this team that aren't very good. I mean, you can replace 16 of the starters, like Dave said, and it would improve the team. I mean, this is exactly what they need to do. There's tons of guys on the team that don't belong, and it's been top heavy for the last whatever amount of years. The Chargers have always done this with Telesco. They have top heavy talent and then bottom level starters. I mean, the PFF rankings, I've talked about it ad nauseum at this point. You go through the whole team, beginning of the game, they go through all the players. It's like 60 out of 68. 55 out of 70 for like all the starters on the Chargers. It's actually unbelievable. The Chargers have 5 wins when you look at how these guys are ranked against their peers. There's been a problem for a long time, and Tom Telesco is going to lose his job because of it, and he should.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too with the Chargers that you mentioned is like the depth thing was always an issue. It was an issue last year. It's an issue this year. If you guys recall last year, it was like, why aren't we resting the starters against the Broncos? We're going to the playoffs no matter what. Why aren't we resting starters? Why aren't we resting starters? Come out and say, we didn't have enough depth. We didn't have enough guys for them to come out and not play. And you're like, are you serious? Like, did you guys you couldn't get some guys up from the practice squad? Said, hey, here's your first time reps in the NFL. Like, you couldn't do that. And then same thing happens this year. And when you look at NFL teams that compete for the Super Bowl, that go to the Super Bowl, and you look at these guys, and you go, okay, what's something they all have in common? Next man up mentality. I mean, they're deep at positions that you need to be deep at. And the Chargers just simply were never that. They were never deep when they needed to be. It was always top heavy. And as soon as that top goes down, they're done. It's boom, bye, see you later. Maybe next time. And, there's something, I sent this to you guys today. If you just want to know something, guys, that captures the depression and the hype that I think the Chargers kind of get year after year, the Chargers for the 5th straight year in a row go under their win total. 5th straight year in a row. Crazy. And that says to me every year, Brian Horvath was one of these guys. I fell to it. We fell to this as well. There's a standard of this is the year they can do it, right? Like they have all the talent. They have things can fall in order for them to get there. The Chiefs don't look as strong. There's weaknesses in the Chiefs roster. They can do it. They can take the AFC West. They can make a run. And the line is set at that. And every year they go under because every year they underachieve. And that's where we're at right now, where we're just at another Charger underachieving year, Dave. And this one blows.
Look, it's for it to be an NFL record, and of course, it's the Chargers that hold this record as far as the longest streak of underachieving is embarrassing. But again, as Charger fans who are listening and watching this will say, yeah, it's expected. I mean, this is what it is. I think all three of us, and Charger fans especially, read the comments. The comments, by the way, in the last show, through the roof. It took a while to go through the comments, and we appreciate all of them. I'm always curious to know what other people see. We're all Justin Herbert fans. Okay, got it. Here's the deal, Justin Herbert. Finished the season 13 games played, 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, threw for just a little over 3,000 yards. The worst stat about Justin Herbert to me is he couldn't engineer any game-winning drive. You know, when it was the last drive and the Chargers had a chance to tie the game or put the team ahead, he didn't do it one time the entire year. And their opportunities were there. They were there multiple times, and yet they weren't able to do it, and it became extremely frustrating. Here's the other thing about Justin Herbert. Say whatever you want. Again, I'm not asking you to just start ripping the hell of all three of us or me because I'm the one saying it. He's 30-34 as a starter. I mean, at some point, man, you've been in the league a long time. It's time those numbers start turning around. I think I'm not crazy when I say this, and you tell me, guys, if I'm wrong on this. I would rather have Justin Herbert over Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy, honestly, should be the MVP, or is it right there in the top three candidates for MVP with Tyreek Hill and Dak Prescott? But Brock Purdy is right there. I would still take Justin Herbert if you offered me a trade straight up for those guys. I'll be okay. I'll keep Justin. So, number one, tell me if I'm wrong. Two, what is wrong with Justin Herbert, and why can't he, as the franchise quarterback, the face of this organization, not put together a winning record?
I'll answer the question. I'd rather have Justin Herbert, but it's getting really hard these days to defend Justin Herbert when he doesn't win. I'm with you guys when you say, you know, he has nobody to throw the ball to. You want him to complete passes to Guyton and Erickson. I understand that's really difficult, but for God's sakes, 30-34. I mean, his nickname, people are calling him just 500. I mean, literally, that's what people are calling him. He's not even 500. He's below 500. It's hard to defend him. I'm obviously a huge Justin Herbert fan. I think quarterbacks should be judged after the rookie season. Then you could start really looking at them and dissecting how good they are. I mean, dude, he's deep into his career now. I mean, he's not deep, but he's definitely a veteran now. He needs to start winning, and the Chargers need to put a team around him to start winning. We talk about the Chargers not being serious. You to tell me Alex Erickson's better than Jarvis Landry? Like, that's the guy you'd rather have out there is Alex Erickson? It doesn't make any sense to me. I feel as a Charger fan that I have like body dysmorphia. I look into the season and I go, wow, we got 8 guys on the top 100. We're going to be really good. It's like having a really nice suit and then being naked under. And then when your suit, you know, gets ripped or something, people are like, you have no clothes on under there? You're gross. That's what I am as a Charger fan. There's nothing behind that top layer. And that's the problem. The Chargers have an unsustainable model that they build every single year. You have really good players at the top, and if they get hurt, which they do every single year with the Chargers, there's nothing behind it. Tom Telesco has put this around Justin Herbert. I don't think it's completely his fault, but if we were to do a blame chart, Justin Herbert's definitely part of the blame chart. No winning drives at the end. I don't care how bad your team is. You have to get it done a few times.
And they just simply don't get it done. And there is a hypothetical trade that I was listening to, a very respectable voice in sports media world, very respected podcast. And, you know, they came up with just 500 and they said this trade. And I wanted to bring it to the fourth. And again, hypothetical, before people get mad at YouTube comments, because people are definitely going to get mad. Before people say very mean things, which go ahead, make it funny, as I like to say. You can be mean, just make it funny. There was an idea tossed around, and then I was texted this like 4 times yesterday too. You trade Herbert for the number 1 pick this year, and you trade him to Chicago. And they're saying, and a lot of people this person was saying, how crazy is that really? Because you get Caleb Williams, who's already in Southern California, who could expand your fan base because people love him in California, as you guys might know. And then you kind of get a soft restart to what you need. The Bears are a team that's trying to ascend. You get a ready now QB. Now I'm wondering, in this crazy hypothetical situation that's probably would never happen and shouldn't happen, is that something that you'd at least entertain from what we've seen with Herbert in terms of the record, Dave?
Okay, 2 weeks ago, 100% no. Didn't even thinking twice about it. The answer is 100% no. As I told you in the last show, I changed my opinion on where the Chargers are going. I said, when you have a franchise quarterback, you try and fix what you can as fast as you can, and you try and compete every year, especially while he's under a max contract the way he is. But we agreed just 2 days ago, this Charger team has a lot of holes, and you're going to come in with a new coach and a new GM, and you need to rebuild this franchise. It's going to take a couple years to get it right. Why not make that move? If that was an actual deal that the Bears would accept, why not make that move? I mean, there are a couple pluses in there. One is you get a guy on a rookie contract. You know, hopefully he's forgotten all that stuff about being part owner. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. I mean, guy can't win in the Pac-12, and he's going to sit there and tell you he wants to own your franchise. Insane. But if you got a guy literally making the NFL minimum, and it gives you the years to try and build and fix, I think I would do it. I mean, we're looking at Justin Herbert now, as Josh said, as a veteran in the NFL. If you have 2 years to fix the roster. You're wasting years of Justin Herbert's career. I think I would make that trade if it was available. Do you think the Bears would even go for it?
No, I don't think the Bears are in win now mode. If the Bears had a great team around the quarterback, I'd say absolutely do it because you have a proven quarterback in Justin Herbert. For the Chargers, I think would actually make a lot of sense. Like Dave said, you'd get away from the money. You're doing a rebuild. You'd be under the rookie contract for the quarterback. Would actually make a lot of sense for the Chargers. I don't think it's ever going to happen. But the Bears, to me, if they had a better team around the quarterback, I think it would make a lot of sense.
I agree with kind of both sides of it, really, where it's like, does it make sense for Chargers in a way? If you want to really tear it down, like really just boom, tear it down, it makes sense, right? And then you could get a slow start and kind of get a, I guess, a head start on the process that you want to make. Bears wise, I think you make that move if you plan on making a couple other signings, right? I think that team is like still about 5 guys away from being impactful. They're great against the run, but their secondary very young. Eddie Jackson needs to get the hell out of there. I mean, he was great. Now he's not good anymore. I don't think it will happen. I don't think it should happen. But I will say this: if Herbert was in a Bears uniform, there would be a statue bigger than Jordan's. Like it would be bigger than Jordan's if he came to Chicago. And all you'd have to do is make one Super Bowl run, and then I think he would probably eat at Portillo's for free for the rest of his life. You know, add in the place, my Jordan Steakhouse for free, deep dish pizza anytime you want, buddy. Yeah, I mean, be anything he wants. So it's he'd be a superhero. I would kiss him.
I always laugh when you say to eat at Portillo's for free. It costs like $7 to fill up at Portillo's. Doesn't
Dude,
cost
hey,
a lot. It's
not in this
used
economy,
to.
brother. Yeah, it used to. Thank you, Josh. It used to. We're taking some pages out of California's book. Said, hey, it's $50 for a burger, buddy.
Oh my God, you trade him to Cincinnati and he's eating White Castle for free. He's like, what? Okay.
You get Skyline chili for free. And
like
the noodles at
$2
the
a
bottom.
bowl.
Yeah.
The crappy noodles at the bottom, that cinnamon, whatever that is. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Again, 2 weeks ago, I would have said, get the hell out of here. Now I'm in my mind, I would say, yeah, I'd probably make that move. I just wonder if Bears fans and NFL fans are so unique where they always think the unknown is better than the known, meaning draft picks. They always think draft picks are gold. No other sport like hockey especially does it, but honestly, if you have a proven quarterback, you don't know what you're going to get from Caleb Williams. I mean, you think he's great, but there are a lot of guys who are drafted number 1 overall that don't do well in this league. Justin Herbert is a proven NFL quarterback. I don't know how we do in Chicago, how it would work. I wonder also how LA fans would go about it. And I'll say this, Ed, to you, and Josh, tell me if you think I'm crazy because you're in Southern California right now. Does that help the Chargers sell tickets, having a USC quarterback?
100%. The difference between Caleb Williams and Justin Herbert is Caleb Williams is all about the spotlight. He's in a bunch of commercials. He loves to talk to people about Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams' favorite topic is Caleb Williams, and he's going to sell himself more than Justin Herbert ever would. I don't think it's a bad thing about Justin Herbert. That's just his personality. The Chargers need to do a hard reset. If you look at the definition of hard reset for a franchise, you're looking at the Chargers. Everything about the Chargers says reset. There's only one guy on the Chargers besides Justin Herbert I would say you have to keep. And if that trade is on the table, I'd trade Justin Herbert. It's Rashawn Slater. It's the only guy I can think of where you're like, okay, we got to keep that guy. Derwin James, if you can get something back, I would trade him away. There's nobody else on the defense I would keep. Keenan Allen's old. I mean, it's Rashawn Slater. Hard reset time is now. If you could pair, let's say, Caleb Williams with a Brock Bowers or Malik Neighbors, and you could do the whole Houston Texans thing, you could start from scratch, I'd be all for it. This team is broken from the ground up, and you need to start over with the whole new foundation.
And like we've seen, like you can do a reset and not miss that much time. Like that's been done. Like the blueprint is out there. But that being said, too, like you made a good point, Dave. Where like sometimes people think like the draft picks is just like it could be anything. Well, yeah, it can be anything, but it can also be Baker freaking Mayfield. Like it also can be,
Marcus
Kevin
Russell.
White. Yeah. Like it's one of my favorite things ever is when there's trades and people are like, oh, they traded this pick and this pick, and that pick was actually, mentioned player. That pick was actually Nick Bosa. So they really traded Nick Bosa and this person for Jamal Adams. You're like, well, that's actually not how that worked at all. It was just a draft pick. They drafted well. They could have easily drafted worse if they, made a wrong decision. It's also one of the hardest things to do in sports is to look at a guy and go, all right, you're going to be very successful in this league, or you're going to not be very successful in this league. It's very, very hard to do, very hard to judge. But if done well, it's reset, but it's not that hard of a reset. It's not the full reset Men in Black. You don't know what happened the past 24 hours. It's like, all right, just make them forget the past hour. It can be easier and for them, and can be an easier route. It's just how the Chargers go about it. The trade I just thought was interesting, and it was I got like 4 texts about it, and I thought everyone, funny enough, I put everyone in a group chat. I'm like, did you guys all listen to like this pod, and that's why you asked me? And they're all like, no, I was just bored at work. And I, had too much coffee today, and no one wants to work a week before Christmas. So like, we're just really bored. So it's like, all right, it's good stuff, guys. Good fellas talk. But back to the Raiders stuff. It's Raider week.
Hold on real quick. Wait.
What?
Well, hold on real quick, Morrow. Does this sound crazy? If Caleb Williams was his rights were traded to the Chargers, how quickly would he ask for number 13? How quickly would he tell Keenan Allen, I need that number?
Don't do that.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we do that.
Yeah, that bothers me. That would actually really bother me.
I know it is. That's why I brought it up.
I don't like that at all.
That's right. Dude, this guy asked for ownership. You don't think he's going to ask for his number?
Yeah, I mean, he would.
Yeah. I'll tell him to pin on your fingernails and call it a day.
Yeah. The numbers thing, if we're going to talk about it, sometimes it really does bother me. Like, Dave and I are huge baseball fans. How the hell do you give Mike Trout number 27 when Vladimir Guerrero wore 27? It's like your other best franchise player have the same number. Like, I hate when teams do that. It makes no sense to me.
Only Hall of Famer had the same number.
It's just so disrespectful to like Keenan Allen. Like, okay, but Keenan Allen would have to say yes. Now you put him in a weird position. I hate that stuff, man. It makes me like super pissed sometimes.
Yeah, and also screw being a bigger person than that. That's a if I'm wearing a number and you if you want to wear a number, you're gonna come in. And I'm like, you're not getting my number.
No, and I know in college it's different. I know in college it's way different because you can't like retire numbers like that. But when I was at Alabama, Dave told a joke to Jalen that went over his head. You can say it.
All right, so it was Jalen's first game. It was a spring game. So this is the year after Derrick Henry won the Heisman Trophy, and so it's the spring game. And Jalen, no one knew who Jalen was. Jalen goes and he plays really well. So we go and we're eating lunch afterwards, and it's Josh, Jalen Hurts, and me sitting at the table. And Jalen's 17 years old, Josh? I mean, he's a kid, He left high school early just so he could start the semester early. And I said, Jalen, I go, man, you did really well. I go, it was amazing how many fans out there knew who you were and supported you. Did you see how many number 2 jerseys were in the stands? The 100,000 number 2 jerseys. And Jalen missed it. Of course, they're all wearing Derrick Henry on the back, but it was, he's like, yeah, those guys had my number. It was Josh got it right away. Cool. But I was goofing on, but at the same time trying to make him feel good about himself. But he missed it. Josh was right. He missed the joke.
That's like that's good stuff. There's a friend of mine that walked on Kentucky, played at Kentucky, and then someone had his number like the year after, and they kept selling like the Kentucky jersey. So he'd be like, dude, I can't believe everyone bought my jersey. They really missed me over there. It's like, well, John Wall's just wearing it.
That was too funny. All right, Mark, I cut you off, man. Go ahead.
No, so I was just gonna say, they got it's Raider week, as we all well know, and Thursday night football for all the people out there that didn't know it's Thursday night football. And I just want to know, guys, do we think there's going to be more than one touchdown scored in this game? Like, do we really think that? Because I really don't know. The over-under set at 34. It's obviously a QB battle between two guys that probably won't be starting QBs in their career. So, like, just what do you like? How boring is this going to get? Like, how boring is this a game that's background noise for you guys? Like, how boring is this game going to get?
Dude, I'll go first. I'll tell you right now, I'm 100% looking forward to it. I know it sounds stupid to say. And I'll tell you why. It's because it's the Raiders and it's the Chargers. I'm never once going to go, I'm not interested in a Raider Charger game. There's something about it where you watch the Raiders for years. And again, they're one of those hallmark franchises like the Cowboys, like the Steelers. The Raiders are in there. They have a crazy fan base. Those maniacs are going to show up. It doesn't matter that they have 5 wins on the year. Those fans think they have 15 wins on the year. They're nuts. And that's just the way they always are. The fact that the Chargers hate them, or at least the organization hates them, is cool. So the fact also it's the only game on TV that day, man, I'm all in. I'm not going to miss a play. I'm going to be all in. And whether we were doing this show or not, I would not miss a play. Like I changed my whole schedule on Thursday just to make sure I'm set to go to watch this game. So will there be scores? Yeah, I think there will. I mean, both teams have huge holes on defense. There are going to be mistakes made. The Chargers want to be that mistake. You know what I mean? I think they're going to score some points. I don't think it's going to be as ugly as it was against the Broncos. I think it's going to be a competitive ball game. It might be ugly as hell, but it will get it done.
I think it'll be more entertaining than the last 2 games. I think there'll be some scoring. There'll be some turnovers. Keenan Allen or Devontae Adams has to score a touchdown this game. It just has to happen. I'm looking forward to it. Thursday Night Football actually is my favorite broadcast crew. I think they're the best there is right now. It's very entertaining for me. I love how they do it on Amazon. I think they do a great job. Chargers Raiders makes it interesting too. I had a great childhood, right? LT would kill the kill the Raiders, excuse me. And it was great to watch. Those times have changed, but part of me still loves watching Chargers Raiders. Yeah, I'm gonna be interested. I love primetime games. I actually have a bet on this with the Raider fan that I made 2 months ago that I'm really regretting right now, but I'm excited.
It's gonna be so ugly, it's fun. That's what I feel like it's
Yeah.
gonna be. It's gonna be a bulldog. It's so ugly, it's cute. So I think
Yeah.
that's good. The point we're gonna sit right now, with this game. I think it could like there's a way where like this game kind of becomes an over game with how bad the defenses are. Like, the defenses are really not good. Like, what if Easton Stick, has a big stick, throws the football around a little bit. Kellen Moore has puts together a hell of a game plan with quick throws. He looks effective. Max Crosby's going to get 3 sacks, which I think he's going to get. Matt gets his 3 sacks, but AOC kind of wheels and deals. He didn't, besides getting like put his face in the dirt, he didn't play like that bad against the Chargers like the first go around. So what if he kind of has like
No.
a sneaky good game? It's like there's ways that this game cannot like be horrible to watch. It's going to be physical. It's going to be, I think, a pretty exciting environment. We were in Vegas. There's gonna be degenerates in that stands that put a lot of money on something. Like there's ways where this is not as ugly as we expect. But like you said, Josh, the Amazon crew are pretty good at the broadcasting. They're probably pissed off, like, how the hell did we get this crappy game again? But I think there's a way where we sit back and go, this game's good. But if not, for all of our lovely listeners that we love so much that listen to California, there's a way that you could have something, you could eat something, and you'd find the game very funny really quickly. And that I would recommend for this game. So have a little, special brownie. And after you have your special brownie, you're going to find this game very, very funny. And that's what I think you do. And then turn on some Christmas lights and you get to watch those and have a good time.
Here's the deal. We all want the Chargers to win this game, but at the same time, the loser of this game benefits in the draft. I mean, they both have the same record.
Yeah.
True.
Right? I mean, you kind of win if you lose. It helped that the Titans won against the Dolphins, by the way, last night as well.
Yeah, Will Levis actually looks pretty good. If we're going to talk about that was impressive. Easton Stick's not as good as Will Levis, though. I think that's the problem with the Chargers offense. It's going to be the same thing we've had, except the quarterback's not going to be as good, and we couldn't even score with Justin Herbert. So I'm kind of torn on this. The Raiders defense only gave up 3 points to the Vikings, so they looked good last week. If the Chargers can get 2 touchdowns, they'll be in this game. But if they can't score more than 1 touchdown, they're going to lose. I don't think the defense is going to be able to stop them. Josh Jacobs is banged up, but I don't think there's an answer for Devontae Adams on the other side. I don't know, Mario. How do you look at this game? Do you look at it as the Chargers have an advantage or the Raiders?
So I think Raiders, because like you said, the Chargers defense is not very strong. Like, it's not very strong. And neither was Minnesota's either. But this is also a divisional game and the second time coming around facing this team for a rookie QB. So it's not going to be a defense that you've never really seen before. You've seen it. You've seen a lot of tape on it. And I think that helps a lot. I think the other part of it too is Vikings, where they, put up 3 points. That was against a defensive coordinator that's pretty well known, respected in the league in Flores, right? So like that's another thing that kind of goes for that argument of why it didn't look so good. And then before that, I mean, the Chiefs defense is a pretty hard defense to face. And then you had that Miami, which that's Vic Fangio defense, and then the Jets defense before that. So they've had this murderous row of defenses and just defensive minds, I would say more of, that's made it quite a challenge for AOC. But then on this game, you get a dumb call on the defensive plays, and then a secondary that's very, very weak, and probably a team that's given up more than the Raiders have at this point. Like the Chargers are just realizing this week, all right, guys, we're done. Like it's cooked. Like, raise your hand for you to be in LA this time next year, because I don't know if there's a lot of us in this locker room where the Raiders were like, well, it's been this. McDaniel's got the boot. We have we have an interim head coach. Besides Max Crosby, we're probably all out of here too. Like they probably have a better approach to this game than the Chargers do. That being said, I think this is the Quentin Johnston game. Hear me out why.
Pick to click. Okay. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Hear me out why. So Easton Stick comes into the game. And, everyone opens the floodgates with their jokes on social media, which everyone just was trying to beat everyone to the same joke, which, hey, get more creative. And in that game, we see Quentin Johnston then catch a deep ball. And then after that, he catches another quick pass. And then after that, you look at it and go, wow, he had 3 receptions for 91 yards. And then you think back to training camp. And you think back to why he's not in sync with Justin Herbert. And they say because he wasn't playing with the 1s, he was playing with the 2s. Well, Easton Stick, first off, numbers number 2. And then he was the number 2 quarterback, so he was playing with the number 2s. So him and Quentin already have kind of a relationship that they had through training camp, they've had through preseason. I think he's going to look for Quentin Johnston more than people think. I think Quentin Johnston will get his receptions. I think he will have a better game because of that. And people will be focused on Keenan Allen because Keenan Allen's the only player. We do have Palmer back. I think Palmer will be in this equation as well. But I think this could be a game where we see about 4 receptions from Quentin Johnston and maybe over 50 yards. And that's why I picked the click right there. Quentin Johnston, the rookie, the disappointment. But with his backup QB, it'd be nice.
All right, I'll go. You're out of your mind. You're
Yeah.
you're out of your mind. What do you think Keenan Allen's going to say? Son, there's only one receiver on this team. If you aren't smart enough to find me, you have no business being in this league. You'll be a backup quarterback for one more game, and that's the end of this game. That is it. I'm your guy. I'm the only guy you're going to look for, and you better look for me all the time. He's the last guy you're going to throw the ball to. Are you crazy? I'm on the verge of being a Hall of Famer. That guy right there is a first-round bust. If Keenan Allen's not going to let that happen, he's going to be in his face. There's no way.
Yeah, I'm with Dave on this one. I see your point, Mario, what you're saying. It really bothers me to no end that that's the case with Quentin Johnston and Easton Stick. So you're going to tell me that Quentin Johnston's best relationship is with Easton Stick. Second best has to be Max Duggan. That was his first is probably Max Duggan, right? That was his college quarterback. Then it's Easton Stick. And then third would be Justin Herbert, the guy that actually matters. That makes no sense if that's what the Chargers have done, where you pair your number 1 draft pick with your backup quarterback. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, ever. Okay? It'd be like the catcher working with the relief pitchers and never catching in the starting pitchers. And then on opening day, you're like, all right, go catch Ohtani. Good luck, kid. It makes no freaking sense. You have no idea what it looks like. It bothers me so much that that's the case. My pick to click is Keenan Allen because he better have 12-plus targets. Josh Palmer, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you coming back when it matters.
Yeah.
Just sit out the rest of the year like everybody else. I mean, it's already happened. And defense, I'm going to go Khalil Mack. Those are the only 2 guys I trust in the whole team.
I'm with Josh. My picks, by the way, were Allen and Mack. That's what I wrote down as well. I had the same guys. And look, I don't know, man. Maury, I give you credit for hoping something good happens to give us something to look forward to. I mean, I hope you're right and we're wrong on that one, man. But that's so disappointing the way this season has gone. The Josh Palmer thing. Look, I'm not saying he's faking it. I've called guys out that I think fake injuries. He's not one of them. But it does suck that he's healthy when the party's over. Like everybody already left. What do you mean you're just showing up? That's how it kind of feels. Anything's better than Guyton, for Christ's sakes, man. I'm so tired of Guyton, I can't take it. I don't want to see Guyton on this roster next year. What?
I'm going to get that shirt. I'm going to get that shirt. Anything's better than Guyton. Just wear it around.
That's just how I feel on it.
That guy's route tree should just be one route. I should just because I think the amount of times this year he's ran the wrong and they're like, what read was that? He's like, oh. And you can't
who
throw it to him,
Guyton
he's
is?
gonna drop the ball.
That Guyton's the guy in your backyard that puts his head on the baseball bat, spins around 20 times, and just takes off running, and we just watch him go crazy. That's who Guyton is. Looks like he doesn't know what the hell he's doing out there. Where are you going? What's happening?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
just runs the hitch and go F yourself. That's the only route he runs.
That's it on the route tree. Run a hitch and go F yourself. Because it looks like the quarterback misses him by 10 feet every time. It can't be the quarterback every time. It has to be him.
Can't.
Yeah.
No. It's awful. The clip that they put out a few weeks ago of him running I think it was a corner route, was the most hideous thing I've ever seen in my life, where you question how the hell is he on the team. But you can say that about 20 other guys on the team. How the hell are they on the team?
Hey, before we pick games, can one of you, I don't have it in front of me, can one of you read the fine number that Patrick Mahomes was fined for criticizing the referees this week? And what did Andy Reid get fined to? I don't have the number.
All right. While he looks that up, I'd love to talk about this real quick. Patrick Mahomes has done something very impressive up to this point. He's been almost blameless, to the point where you feel bad for him because of his family situation. He's been very likable on the quarterback show. He was likable up until the quarterback show. He was likable before that. And then he does this whining act that made him so unlikable, and people are starting to turn on him. The rules are the rules. Okay. If you're going to argue about a guy being a foot over the line when Rashee Rice across the field is Rashee Rice's top foot is on the same line as Kadarius Toney's back foot. That's how over the line Kadarius Toney was. Okay. So stop doing this whining thing. It's the rules. And he's right next to the ball. I have no sympathy for the Chiefs, who have benefited more from questionable calls than any other team. And this is not even a questionable call. I think Patrick Mahomes came across so terrible, and Andy Reid and all these Chiefs fans seem like the biggest bunch of babies. I don't feel no sympathy towards them whatsoever. So how much was he fined, Mario?
I don't think he was fined. Like, I'm looking for it right
He
now.
was
I don't
not
think he was
fined. That was me being sarcastic. He was not fined, and neither was Andy Reid, and everyone else in the league would have been fined.
How's that possible?
You cannot
dude, how's that possible?
The
Rule is
not being
criticize. You can, that is the rule. You cannot criticize officiating and not be fined. So why do they not get fined? Because they're the Chiefs. They don't play by the same rules as everyone else. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's
$100,000 exactly what I'm talking
fine
about,
minimum
benefiting from the
that
rules.
Outburst. That outburst
is
$100,000 fine. There's zero fine. Nothing has been announced by the league. They've completely shut up on it. The argument, by the way, if you don't agree with what we're saying, let me tell you this: just because it was a great play, it's like pulling off a great bank heist and stealing all the money in the bank and bragging, "Boy, that was the best bank heist of all time." So we're just going to let it go. It doesn't work that way. You broke the rules. You broke the rules before the play began. So far offsides, and we all saw it because they put that blue line on the field. Look, we went through it the other day. By the way, we were 100% right. Hey, thumbs up, thumbs down. Where am I on the line? Am I good? And guess what? Andy Reid, after 2 days, came back and said he never checked with the official. He never checked. So Andy Reid backing up his guy, Patrick Mahomes. It's ridiculous.
They have the video. Somebody in the crowd took it. Kadarius Toney goes up to the line, and he just looks at the referee. He doesn't get a signal. He doesn't even look at him long enough to get a thumbs up or thumbs down. He just looks at him and just goes and does his route. Are we feeling bad for Kadarius Toney, the guy that went after women in the offseason for calling them fat? That's the guy that we're defending now? He's like, not a good guy. So we're going to defend this guy? He lost them the game against which was it, the Lions?
Lions.
Where he dropped all the passes. And then he blows this game. It's like, dude, this guy has a history of doing this stuff. Giants fans hate him. I mean, I told you his uncle wanted to fight me on Facebook when he was in college because Saban recruited him as a receiver and not a quarterback. Guess what? I was right. I mean, this guy, come on now.
And like that's the thing too. It's not like this is a receiver that like never makes mistakes. Or like, God, this is like the first time he's ever really like effed up. Like, wow. No, this is a guy that continues to show I am not a good football player. I'm not a smart football player. Stop putting me in critical situations. Like he's done that so many times, and the Chiefs just go, we'll throw him in there. And you know, we said during last show, and the video is all everywhere. Like he literally is over the ball, looks at the ref for like a split second, and then just looks ahead. And like there's the fair part of the video. If you watch the left tackle for the Chiefs, you see him kind of notice it and just kind of do a double take. Like even he's noticing this guy is on top of the football. Like that's not good. You can cry, you can complain, But just like every coach will tell everyone, like, you didn't tell me that play ended that game. Chiefs had many chances in that game to win that,
Yep.
and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. Sorry, on one play, you made the right play, and it didn't come through. Mahomes, the refs hold your hand every single time. You say one thing to them,
Yep.
and they give you it. And this is the time it doesn't go your way. Shut your annoying ass voice up. I don't want to hear it. Shut up. I'd rather hear your brother talk at a press conference. Shut the hell up. Go do another weird State Farm commercial with Reed. Shut up. You got screwed. Everyone gets screwed. Eat it on the chin.
Well
There you
said.
go. There you go. All right, we're gonna pick games. Just to let you know, last week it went like this. Mario, not a good week. He went 5-10.
Okay,
Josh.
hold on. You said,
Oh,
Josh, back me up. Did he say on Sunday I was in the lead?
yeah, I
think he did
wrong.
say
I
that.
didn't look. I was just guessing. Yeah, but I didn't check. I had a feeling you were in the lead. I didn't check at all. I did. I checked yesterday though. Okay. So here you go. You ready?
All right,
Mario, you're
fake
5
news,
and 10.
Dave Calais. Stuff in
Okay.
the-
Well, this is real
Yeah.
news. Yesterday,
Okay.
as I say, yesterday I was lying. Today I'm telling the truth. You were 5 and 10. None of us did great. Okay. Trust me, I'm not bragging about myself. All right. I was 6 and 9. Josh was 7 and 8. So none of us did great. Okay, that's where we're at. I don't know what to tell you.
Everything's going bad in our lives. Just that's
It
where
is.
we're
I
at.
did pick the Charger Broncos game, and I felt like I lost on that. So there you go.
Congrats.
I'm not saying
All
you're
right.
wrong, but I don't trust you enough to say you're right yet. So hand up.
I literally wrote it down because you lose track. I wrote it down.
I do lose track. I'm
I
just
know
saying you're not
you
off
got
to
a lot going on.
I'm just saying you're not off to a hard start of keeping track because you're losing my
Dude.
trust.
Dude, I'm right on this one. I just let you know for the last 42 minutes, I've been completely cannot stop looking over your right shoulder, wondering what happened to that giant bottle of cleaning supply that you had that's now missing.
Oh, it's at the bottom now. It's
Like
at the
what
bottom.
happened? Yeah,
It's
okay, I
actually-
was about
it's
to
a-
say, God dang, what were you doing?
Yeah. A lot of stains needs to get removed here, brother.
Well, good luck to you on that.
I'm a big spiller. I am.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, if
I don't even want to know what goes on if we turn a black light on in that room, but we'll leave it at that.
If any fan wants to keep track of these as well, I would love to hire a third party, just to clear the air, if you will. All right, let's get into it. Week 15. Sad to say, it's week 15. We'll start with Vikings Bengals. Bengals 3.5-point favorites at home against the Minnesota Vikings. By the way, Nick Mullins will start for this game, not Joshua Dobbs.
All right, I'll go Bengals. They look good last week, and I expect them to have more offense, surprisingly, than the Vikings.
I'll go
Josh
Bengals.
on this one. I'm gonna go Bengals. Oh, all of us are doing the same, right? Go ahead, Mario. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go Bengals
Okay.
as well. I think Browning actually has good chemistry with his wideouts.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going Cincinnati as well.
All right, Steelers traveling to Indianapolis Colts. This is a big day for my back home friends in the group chat. A lot of Steelers fans and Colts fans, so tensions are high. Steelers, Colts 2.5-point favorites at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Backup QB showdown in this one.
I'm going Colts. I think the Steelers are the biggest pretenders in the NFL.
Going with Josh as well. Mario's going to go Steelers because he hates his friends.
But is TJ Watt going to play in this game? I want to see, because didn't he get hurt last game? Yeah, he might be in concussion protocol. So if he's in, so I'll take Colts because I think he's in concussion protocol. I think.
Okay.
Broncos, Lions 5.5-point favorites over the Denver Broncos. This is at home for the Detroit Lions, who have been colder than cold. So what do we think here?
Lions
You
are
go
favored
first,
by
Mario.
5.5. You said
5.5. What do you
I'll
think,
go
Josh?
first. I'll go Broncos. I'll go Broncos. I'll take Broncos on this one. Just I don't know what's going on at the Lions. We were all big fans of just watching them and how exciting they were, and now they look like a completely different team. It's a bad time to go cold in December. That's for sure. but I'm going Broncos.
I'm going Broncos as well for everything he said.
You guys zig, I zag, baby. Give me the Detroit Lions in this one. Everyone's
Okay.
downing them. They're catching a bunch of crap. You lost a divisional game in the cold. Now you're in a dome. Jared Goff's going to go. I'm going to Goff it up. Aiden Hutchinson gets a couple sacks. Russell Wilson bots out. Give me the Detroit Lions, baby. Right. Take the Detroit Lions, play a little Eminem, and then little Kid Rock after it. Detroit it up. Little D12.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. That's how you do it. By the way, how many white rappers came out of Detroit? Jeez. Yellow Wolf, Eminem, Kid Rock. Who'd have thought? Not me.
Is Kid Rock a rapper?
Brown. What?
Is Kid Rock a rapper?
He has a couple rap songs, doesn't he? The Cowboy song?
I don't know. I don't listen to Kid Rock.
I don't either.
I don't know. I
Dave,
don't even know why I
you're the
asked that
historian.
question.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just know he has a bar in Nashville. I told you, man. He saw him in a bar in Nashville. We aren't allowed to smoke, but he was sitting there smoking in his own bar.
That's really funny that we went 0 for 3 on what kind of musician and singer. So not a rapper. He's a musician. Wow, he does not look good. Woo! Oh, he sang all summer long. Did not know that. All right. What do you know? All right, Browns, Bears. Browns home on this one in Cleveland. 3.5-point favorites over the Chicago Bears. Over under 37.5. Josh, what do you think here?
I like the Bears to cover. Bears look pretty damn good lately. I just like them to cover. I have a gut feeling here.
I'll go opposite, Josh. I'm gonna go Browns.
Dun 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 dun. Bear down, Chicago Bears. It's Bears 3.5, Dave. Shove it up there. Come on. They're clicking. They're clicking. It's a playoff push. People are believing in Fields again. Foose has that defense looking kind of nice. The under 37.5, pretty good too. I'll take the under. I think the Bears can cover. I still think they lose, but I think they can cover in this game.
With you.
Okay.
All right. This is another. This actually might be my favorite bet of the week, surprisingly enough. Bucks, Packers. Packers, 3.5-point favorites at home against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Joshua, what do you think?
I'm gonna go Packers. I think you're gonna go Packers too, right? Because you're gonna say that warm weather team's going up to Green Bay. Is that your reason?
Yep. And they're really good at Lambeau. Their splits at Lambeau are really good. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I'm gonna go Packers for that reason.
I'm gonna go opposite of you guys. I'm gonna try and gain some space here. I'm gonna go Buccaneers.
Okay.
All right. Josh, I think the dementia is getting to him.
I
Texans,
lost on the Packs yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Should listen to
Giants,
Josh.
Packers. I had Packers.
Oh. It's all right.
Never go against the Italians.
Yeah. Can't go against them. What do they got? Michael Corleone. All right. We got Texans, Titans for next game. Titans, 2.5-point favorites after getting the surprise W over the Dolphins. I think Stroud's not gonna play in this game. Obviously because of the point spread. So it's long neck Mills stepping in for this one. So Josh, what do you think's gonna happen here?
No faith in Mills whatsoever. Will Levis looks pretty good. I'm gonna go Titans. Home game.
What's the point spread again?
2.5 points to the Lions.
I mean Texans.
Mm.
What? What? Hold on. You said Lions a second ago.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh, I did. Sorry, Titans 2.5 points. 2.5-point favorite.
All right, I'm going Titans for the reason that I'm going Titans for the reason I think the emotional win on Monday night helps the Titans out. I think they build on something right there. That was a bad win for the Titans draft wise.
I'll be fully transparent. I got distracted there because I just Googled Kid Rock for a second and I saw that he was married to Pam Anderson. I had no idea she was married that many times. Yeah. She's been.
Dude.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe give up.
She's been married like 5 or 6 times. Yeah. She's like that roll at the grocery store when you're buying vegetables and you just pull that plastic sheet off. She has wedding dresses that way. She just pulls another one off.
Oh God.
A lot of wedding dresses.
A lot of wedding dresses.
Yeah. What do you think your family says? Like another one? Like, do you have to get a gift?
Of
You know?
course. Yeah.
All right. And
Who
shout out to
did
her.
you pick?
My
I'm sorry. Who
what?
did you pick? Texans or Titans? Who did you pick? I'm sorry. I'm writing it down.
Oh, Titans 2.5.
Okay. So we all got it. Okay.
And shout out to my poppy and my grandmother because they both got married 4 times, 3 times, 4 times, one of the two.
To each
So they
other?
did that as well. No. Oh no, they my mom's on her 3rd. He's a douche bag. Not a fan of him. He kind of sucks. And then I think Poppy was the big man. He did, yeah, he had a couple. Obviously my mom was the first. Shout out to her. And then I think the 3 other ones were an average age of 15 years or younger than him. So
Nice.
If you-
Oh, Jesus.
yeah.
I thought you were about to say 15 years old. Scared me
no,
for a second. I was like, what?
no. He did that. He
Grandfather
was
Wander Franco.
Yeah. yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. So shout out to him. Well,
All
rest in peace to him. Shout out to him in heaven. All right. Actually, he could be. But Jets, Dolphins, 9-point favorite at home against the New York Jets, divisional game in this one, over under 39.5. Josh, what do you think here?
I'm gonna go Jets to cover. I didn't like what I saw from the Dolphins, especially when Tyreek got hurt. They look like a totally different team. That Jets defense is really good. I'm gonna go the Jets to cover in this game.
Big rebound game for the Dolphins. Dolphins are going to cover. That was embarrassing what happened.
I'm gonna go Dolphins as well. I think they bounce back hard, and they go. We really need this. They really need that 1 seed. They really need that 1 seed. I don't think they can play on the road in the playoffs.
All right, Jets won by 30 last time they played.
Yeah.
I just made that
Ooh.
up right now. That never happened. No, I just made that up. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Fact or fiction? Yeah.
All right, what's next?
All right, going to the next one. We got Chiefs, Patriots. Patriots at home, 9.5-point dogs against Kansas City. What do you think, Josh?
Go Patriots to cover. This Chiefs team's not good. I watch them play all the time. Patrick Mahomes screwed over my fantasy team. I like the Patriots to cover. Defensive battle.
Well, that's a good one, man. I tell you, I'm with Josh on this one. I'm gonna go Patriots because of their defense.
Angry Mahomes, Chiefs, all the way. I think he's gonna be angry. He's gonna be wheeling and dealing on them. He's gonna be pissed.
Okay.
Give me the Chiefs. All right,
Okay.
Giants. I almost said Danny DeVito. It's Tim DeVito.
Tommy.
DeVito. Oh, Tommy DeVito. 6.5-point dogs against the Saints and New Orleans. New Orleans is a just disgusting, awful disaster program right now. So Josh, who do you have here?
Why are the Saints 6-point favorites? This team sucks. And the Giants are on fire, right? The Saints only have
Yep,
one more
3
win
in
than
a
the
row.
Giants do. I'm going Giants all the way.
Me too. Going Giants.
Whew. Yeah, give me DeVito.
Okay.
Do that and watch The Godfather. All right, so Falcons, Panthers. Panthers 3-point dogs at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Panthers 1-12, over under 35. A lot of low totals this weekend, folks, because it's the year of the under. But what do you think here? Can Falcons do it on the road against the Carolina Panthers?
They will. One team needs to lose. One team needs to win. Falcons are going to win by a lot.
I agree. I think this is a good bet.
Yeah, Falcons as well. I don't think not much more to say on that game. That game blows. So we'll move on. Washington Commanders against the LA Rams. The Rams need a playoff push. They need it. They got screwed last week. They really, really need to come out on top. But they're 6.5-point favorites at home against the Washington Commanders. And I'm going to let you guys know something that we all know, but I feel like Commander fans are not going to travel well for this game. So what do we think here?
I'll
Dave?
go Rams. Rams are going to win. Rams are going to win. They're going to play well.
It's a bad matchup for the Commanders with the receivers and the quarterback that the Rams have. I think the Rams scored tons of points in this game.
Yep. I like the Rams. Sean McVay, revenge game McVay. Remember, he was on that coaching
True.
staff.
Yeah.
Good point.
I don't know who's revenged against. I mean, hell, everyone's gone, including the owner. But yeah,
He doesn't like Magic Johnson, from what I heard.
he doesn't.
I don't know
like
why.
Magic
Yeah.
Johnson.
They're
It's
in
not
the
even the
same
same
city.
team name. It's not even the same
know.
team name.
It's what I've heard. It's just something that I heard.
Yeah.
I have a source.
Yeah. I trust it. Why don't you trust it, Dave?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Niners, Cardinals, another divisional game. Cardinals, 13.5-point underdogs against the San Francisco 49ers, who are also gunning for that one seed in the NFC. What do you guys kind of think here? Arizona Cardinals hosting the San Francisco 49ers off a bye. So 2 weeks to prep.
Doesn't matter. There could be a 30-point
Like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
spread. Doesn't
Give him
matter.
52 weeks to prep.
Yeah, 52 weeks. You can give them Larry Fitzgerald, DeAndre Hopkins. 49ers are the best team in the NFL. They're going to blow them out.
49ers are the best team in the NFL. Look at the roster, man. It's not even close when you compare these two teams. There's not one position the Cardinals are better at than the 49ers. 49ers are going to blow them out.
I agree.
I'll roll with you guys. I'll go Niners as well. I don't like to, but I will. Game of the weekend. The Dallas, maybe for real Cowboys, travel to the Buffalo Bills. Bills are 2.5-point favorites. They need more wins in this 5-6-way trade run for the last spot. 5-6-way tie. Excuse me, can't speak. But Josh, who do you have here? Buffalo Bills, 2.5-point favorite over the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't understand how they're a 2.5-point favorite when the Cowboys have this great team. I know it's supposed to be a matchup between the Diggs brothers. Obviously, it's not going to happen. The coach for the Bills likes Al Qaeda. I don't understand how they have a point why they're favored in this game. I totally like the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's very, very strange the way it's breaking down. The Cowboys, I went against them the last 2 weeks with the Eagles and who the hell they play last? I just drew a blank. Who did the Cowboys play the other night? Eagles, and who else do they have? Screw it. I can't remember. Don't
Panthers?
worry about it. It's not even that important. No, it wasn't the Panthers, was it? Anyway, I had the Cowboys the last 2 weeks losing. Seahawks. I'm going Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo. I think that win against KC is one of those games, kind of like what the Titans had. It was a big time win and pushes them in the right direction.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special message for everyone. For everyone that's drinking the Dallas Cowboys Kool-Aid, who's adding a lot of salt to their McMuffins with Jerry Jones. Listen, you beat the Philadelphia Eagles on one of the toughest stretches in all of football in a divisional game where I will say this until the day I die. Crazy things happen in divisional games. They don't mean that much. Congrats. You beat your divisional team. That's a top team. Shut the hell up. You're still not that good of a team. You're going to lose in Buffalo. Give me the Buffalo Bills. I'm hopping on the Buffalo Bills wagon. I might break a table. I might give myself a concussion. It's Buffalo Bills 2.5 points. That is the easiest bet of the freaking week. Are you freaking kidding me? Yes. Oh my God, yes. Over and over and over and over and over again. 1,000 times over again. Dallas, I don't trust anything about this Cowboys team. Fine, you beat the Eagles. Okay. Yeah. Your divisional game. Nice. Celebrate it. Hang a banner, Jerry Jones. Shut up. All right. Ravens, 3.5-point favorites over the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. So I ask you, Josh Palais, who do you have here?
Oh man, this is tough. I'm gonna go Jaguars because 3.5 seems like a big number, and the game's in Florida, so I'm gonna go Jaguars to cover.
God, this is a tough one. I think the Ravens are playing really good football right now, and just to be different from Josh, I'm gonna go Ravens. I wouldn't bet this game at all.
No.
You already just go ahead and put mine down, Dave. You already know what I'm gonna say.
I know you're gonna say Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's Jacksonville. It's 100% Jacksonville. But Ravens just had I like to fade teams that came off really hard physical games. And Ravens just did that. So food for thought. Eagles, Seahawks. Can the Eagles finally bounce back after they just had to face Zeus, Poseidon, and Jesus in 3 straight weeks in a row? But they face Seattle. Seattle's at home, 4-point favorite in this one. Josh, are you going to be with me? Because I think this is the biggest Eagles spot of all time.
If Geno Smith plays, I actually like the Seahawks here. I think you just said the whole thing about the Cowboys being pretenders. That's kind of how I feel about the Eagles. I feel like the Eagles just aren't as good as they're supposed to be. The game's in Seattle. I don't know, man. If Geno Smith plays, which I'm going to assume he is because he's questionable, I'll go Seattle.
You said 4.5, Mario?
4.
4? Okay. I'm gonna go Seattle too. I don't know what Philadelphia is anymore. I'm gonna go Seattle.
Hey, we'll fly Eagles fly, baby, because I think they're gonna fly over to Seattle.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a pumping. I love
Battle
it.
the Birds.
Battle of the Birds. Who'd have thought?
Yeah. Well, as soon as you said fly Eagles fly, I'm like, well, the Seahawks fly too.
Well, that's why you say Eagles in that.
That's true.
Okay.
You got you there.
Yeah.
All right.
Chestnut checkers.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
All right. For the final one, the granddaddy of them all, the Los Angeles Chargers travel to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. Antonio Pierce leads that team. It is a 3-point dogs. The Chargers are over under 34. Said this all throughout the show, gentlemen. I love the under of 34, baby. Give it to me all night long. This is the easiest under of the week. But Josh, what do you think happens here? Give me a score prediction. And make sure everyone in the comments give us your score prediction. Let us know you like the trade that we talked about earlier. Let us know everything. But Josh Pele, tell the people your thoughts.
My thoughts are the line is perfect. The Chargers should be at a deficit of 3 for every single game, right? Because they lose every game by 3 points. If you're Vegas, it's the easiest thing to do with the Chargers. So I'm going to say the Chargers lose by 3, which wouldn't really pick a side. So I think it's more likely the Chargers lose by more than 3. So give me the Raiders, I guess. My pick would be, my score prediction would be 20-17 Raiders.
Okay. I have it's funny you say that. I think Mario, this is an over game. You say it's an under, but I think it's an over. Both quarterbacks aren't NFL caliber quarterbacks. AOC is better than Easton Stick, though. As much as I rip that kid, I also think the Raiders playing at home. It's different. It's not like anything else. I think the Raiders will have a huge calling. Again, they know it's a primetime game. Raiders win this game 24-21.
So who do you pick?
Raiders. I think Raiders win this game 24-21.
The spread's 3, so what does that mean?
It means it's exactly right. Got it. All right. Well, for hell. Are we getting points for a push? Because I think it's a push.
You should get points for that.
Score. Yeah.
Yeah, I count.
I did.
Yeah,
I
you
did
should
give
get
you
points
guys.
for that.
I gave you points last week when it was Vikings -3. It was
Okay,
exactly 3-0.
Thank you for that. That's nice.
Yeah. That's nice.
All right, Mark, go ahead.
My final score prediction:
Yeah, I'm dying to know now.
9-7.
Oh my god.
Raiders win.
Oh my god.
It's literally what
Is
I
that
think gonna
Carlson
happen. I think
3
Raiders
field
win.
goals?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 3 field goals or a touchdown safety. I literally think it's gonna be 9-7. Raiders win. Chargers cover. Mac
Okay.
5 sacks. Crosby 4 sacks.
No offense to the Raiders. If Matt gets more than 3 sacks, are the Raiders going to make an adjustment? It's crazy. It's what, 6 the first time against the Raiders?
Yeah.
You can't make an
Yeah.
adjustment. Watch number 52. What's Antonio Pierce doing if that happens again?
He might
Both
be good.
these quarterbacks hold on to the ball way too long. I'm with Mario.
Yeah.
I don't know about all those sacks that you just said right now, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of sacks in this game because both guys do not have the internal clock.
Yeah.
Very true.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way,
so look,
there's a
no, go ahead.
I was
Finish what
just
you're
gonna
saying. I was just going to wrap up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say now that we went all through our gambling picks, there's a new TV show called Bookie with Sebastian Maniscalco. Pretty funny. That's all I got.
Okay. All right.
I just watched it last night. Yeah. You're welcome.
All right, we're going to be back right after the Chargers-Raiders game on Thursday. Again, leave your predictions, please. Tell us what you would do on that trade. That's what I want to know right now. We spoke about it earlier in the show. Justin Herbert, possible. If you could trade him for the number 1 overall pick and possibly get Caleb Williams and start all over again, would you do it? I want to know what you think about that. At the same time, people tell us you guys are too easy on Telesco. I don't know how you guys got that. That's not at all what I think we've done. I think we've been pretty tough on Telesco. At the same time, Justin Herbert, again, 30 and 34 as a starting quarterback. Tell us whatever we want. But at the same time, I don't think anyone on the show has ripped Justin for saying he's not a franchise quarterback or that we're happy that he's the Chargers quarterback. He just hasn't played up to what we think he's capable of. So again, leave your comments, leave your score predictions, all that stuff on YouTube. If you listen to the Odyssey app through the Bolt City podcast, we appreciate that. Otherwise, thank you so much for taking time to follow the Bolt City podcast on YouTube. For Mario Heron, Josh Ballet, I'm Dave Ballet. We'll see you right after the game on Thursday.